Hey everyone. I apologize for my recent absence. Life got busy, but I'm getting back to creating new content soon. Thanks for your understanding and support. Hello everybody and welcome to the first part of What If Naruto joined Anbu after the academy. I hope you enjoy this What If. Also don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest episodes. A time in Anbu. There sat in the Hokage's office was Hiruzen Sarutobi, his Anbu guards, and finally an Anbu was dressed in black clothing and a gray flak jacket, arm guards and black gloves, a tanto on his back, 3 ninja pouches on his back waist, ninja sandals with spikes on them, the traditional uniform for an Anbu Black Ops. Over the uniform was a white cloak with the hood up covering the back of his head and most of his hair. On his face was a porcelain mask with a crow motif, with 3 thick stripes with 2 along either sides of his cheek and 1 on his forehead. Many would mistake this man for an Anbu captain, but this was the current mysterious Anbu Black Ops commander, a skillful and secretive shinobi whose identity was known only to one. As they watched Mizuki reveal the event of Naruto's burden, Sarutobi cringed and sighed defeated. He then watched Mizuki get defeated by hundreds of shadow clones, to the amazement of everyone in the room. Lord Hokage, exactly what do you plan to do with this boy? Asked the Anbu commander, his voice, distorted, quiet and yet commanding, as Sarutobi turned towards him, confused. The plan is to place him along Kakashi Hatake, with Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. Why? Do you think there's something wrong? Asked the commander's leader. He knew that the commander's advice was always insightful. Is that wise, sir? Asked the Anbu as Sarutobi looked confused. Of course, it is. Kakashi has been wanting to train Naruto for years and I'm sure Kakashi will train him to utmost of his abilities. He is after all, a skilled jounin who had years of missions, answered Sarutobi. Sir, Kakashi had no orders against approaching Naruto during his childhood. He did so of his own violation. One could say he was in Anbu, but that doesn't excuse the last 4 years. The man is late to everything and has tried in the past to get out of things. I don't believe that he could accurately train someone like Naruto as he has too much belief in teamwork. He would most likely only focus on that, replied the Anbu commander. So what do you suggest we do then? Asked Sarutobi. Simple, we place him into Anbu, answered the commander as Sarutobi looked shocked, as were the other Anbu, and quickly attempted to squash the idea. Impossible, he doesn't have the skills for it, said Sarutobi, as he began smoking a pipe. Indeed, but most of Anbu's training focus on remedial lessons, making them as powerful as they can be before service, so he could quickly and efficiently get the training he needs. His stealth and infiltration skills are already some of the best in the village, replied the Anbu commander, as the others thought about what the Anbu commander was suggesting. He lacks the darkness for Anbu and the mindset, replied Sarutobi, beginning to see the positives of this idea. He has darkness, he just hides it well. After all, he has suffered emotional abuse for years, whispers behind his back, yelling and insulting. He hides it behind his foolish persona. The Anbu mindset is one which is taught, not just gotten. We teach them how to act, replied the commander. Once more, as Sarutobi sighed, the commander did have good points. Thanks to Sarutobi, the boy never had to suffer any actual physical abuse. Anbu will change him, said Sarutobi, sadly. Lord Hokage, it won't change him that much. It will help him understand his responsibilities, make him a bit more skilled and make him more mature. Yes, but it won't change him that much. Shisui Uchiha and many others were fine even after becoming Anbu, replied the commander. Minato would never forgive me for this, said Sarutobi. The 4th is dead, his wishes were never respected, so we now do what is needed for the village and for the boy. Proper training is needed, and it could allow the hatred to die down, if they don't see the boy, and save the village from pranks, as the boy can now make hundreds of shadow clones, and imagine the boy's potential in actual shinobi clothes, answered the commander as everyone shivered at the possibility. Explain how this will work, said Sarutobi, with a sigh, as he decided this might be the best way to fix the mistakes he made with the boy, starting with his training. He will go through the Anbu training just like everyone else. If he is decided not fit based on his skills or mentality, before, during or after the final exam, then he will be made genin or chunin based on level and maturity and placed onto Team 7 as a co-captain, answered the Anbu commander. As Sarutobi thought on this, there was a good chance of Naruto failing the final test, but the boy did love to do the impossible, so he didn't know. How exactly will we cover up his disappearance? Asked Sarutobi, as multiple interested parties will wonder where he disappeared to. Simple, he is serving as the Hokage's assistant as part of a punishment for stealing the Forbidden Scroll, answered the commander. Do you really believe that young Naruto would be ready in 2 months? Asked the third, confused. I would bet a good portion of money on it, replied the commander, as the others realized the advantages. Fine, but pray, he doesn't change too much as you will suffer for it, answered the third, as the commander nodded. He will go to Inoichi every day to check his mental health. -30 minutes later. Naruto was talking away, excited about becoming a genin and his new career as a shinobi, about how he defeated Mizuki, albeit the tale was a bit exaggerated to make Naruto look better. I am glad that you are taking to your burden so well, said Sarutobi, with a sad smile, as Naruto suddenly started to look down clearly, saddened. Why didn't you tell me, old man? Asked Naruto as Sarutobi let out a sigh. To give you a normal life. I had hoped you would get a good childhood, but clearly I was wrong, replied Sarutobi. Why did the fourth choose me? Why not someone else? Asked Naruto, as the Anbu commander decided to answer that specific question. To answer that question, one must go back to the days of the first Hokage, Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha. You see, at the final battle between the two, Madara had somehow gotten the Nine Tails under his control and was using it to attack the first. After the Lord First had defeated and killed Madara, the Nine Tails needed to be sealed as it was too powerful and dangerous to be given such freedom. As such, the wife of the first, one Naruto Uzumaki, a representative of the old Uzumaki clan, sealed it into herself. So wait, the Nine Tails has been in Konoha all along. How come no one knew? Asked Naruto. It was hidden to the population, and those who did know were more understanding, and if anything did happen, the first was there. You see, the Uzumaki were the only ones with a special type of chakra that allowed them to hold the Nine Tails. When Mito-sama got old, she requested for someone from the Hidden Eddy village, the village of the Uzumakis, to come here. Kushina Uzumaki was chosen, and then she became the new Nine Tails host. What happened to the Hidden Eddy village? It was destroyed in the Second Great Ninja War, its inhabitants scattered to the winds. Now 12 years ago, a pregnant Kushina Uzumaki gave birth to you. Somehow the Nine Tails got loose. The fourth made a choice based on how many Uzumaki there were in Konoha, since you were the only one who could actually hold it, explained the commander, simply. Thank you, Crow, for that reminder of our illustrious history, replied Sarutobi, as the boy now understood many things. Wait, why wasn't it a secret for me? Asked Naruto. When you were 4 years old, someone revealed the secret, answered the commander. Then I released a statement calling you a hero and forbade anyone from speaking of it, so you could have a good life, sighed Sarutobi. That didn't work, now did it? Said Naruto, bitterly. Indeed, and I ask you to forgive me for that, my boy. Now then, commander, say your piece, said Sarutobi. Naruto Uzumaki, you could become a genin, or as we are offering right now, you could undertake the training of an Anbu Black Ops, and if you pass, you could become an Anbu in service to the Leaf, said the commander. As much as I'd like to say yes, everyone knows the types of stuff Anbu do, I don't think I could do that type of stuff, and I don't think I'm that great as a shinobi, replies Naruto, confused. Indeed, but either way you will be forced to kill and torture. The difference is it is much darker in Anbu. You will kill more often than in the regular forces, said the Anbu commander. What do you think, old man? Asked Naruto. I failed you in many ways, Naruto-kun. Anbu training will turn you into a skilled shinobi and will correct many of your glaring flaws, answered Sarutobi with a small smile. Even if I become a regular shinobi, I'll have to kill. The difference is I will know why I am killing them, but either way they'll die. Also in Anbu I'll have to kill people, but I don't know why, so either way, I'll be a killer, said Naruto, perplexed. In Anbu, the simple fact is that no one would really hold the Nine Tails against you, as you would just be another shinobi in service, another assassin just like the rest of Anbu, added the commander. So what is it like being a regular genin? Simple, you will force to D ranks, simple things such as painting, cleaning and catching a cat, and the occasional C rank such as bandit elimination, simple messages, and will be trained whenever your sensei decides it, answers the commander. Who's my sensei? Kakashi Hatake, a former Anbu captain, a powerful A-rank jounin, who knows over 1,000 techniques but is known to be lazy and attempts to get out of any task, answers the Anbu commander. I think I'll try the Anbu training, said Naruto, with a shrug. Good, replied the commander. The commander decided that Naruto needed to know a few things before he went to Anbu training, more specifically, tree climbing practice and water surface walking exercise. Naruto learnt the secret of the shadow clone and its risks and was able to use about 20 shadow clones to master the exercises in a day. The commander then gave Naruto books on chakra, beginner fuinjutsu, and beginner traps. Naruto then was told to go to this location, and arrived to a normal-looking building. As entered, he found a boar-masked Anbu waiting at a window with metal bars separating the two. You're the new recruit? Asked Boar, to which Naruto nodded and Boar sighed. Did they take you right after the academy? Asked Boar, a bit jokily as he handed Naruto a uniform and a mask. Yes, said Naruto, as Boar looked shocked. Did the Hokage allow you to do the training? Yep, said Naruto, cheerfully, as he went into the room and changed into the Anbu uniform, started by putting on the black clothing, then the flak jacket, then the black gloves and metal arm guards, putting on the ninja slippers with spikes on them. He noticed the 3 ninja pouches on his back and placed the tanto on his back. Lastly, he placed the tanto on his back, before moving to the mirror, and placing a mask that seemed to represent a panther on his face. Since his training had not been completed, he had not been given the tattoo that Anbu have. This is just to hide his identity from those who will most likely fail this training. He then walked into a training room where he found several other potential Anbu waiting, dressed in their own uniforms. He noticed that the other Anbu were all years older and taller than him. Suddenly a male Anbu appeared in front of them, wearing what seemed to be a raccoon mask. Good morning, since you are all here, you are to begin Anbu training. We will begin with one of the most basic skills that Anbu have, kenjutsu. Many of you most likely have never wielded a sword or a tanto. This is expected, you will be taught, you are expected to learn quickly. Failure will result in leaving the training and mistakes will be harshly punished. Is that understood? Asked the Anbu. Yes, said the Anbu. Good, now then I will show you the first 5 katas, then you will go the wall and practice them, said Raccoon as he showed 10 repetitions of the each kata, Naruto watching intently, and then pulling out his tanto, finding his own place and began practicing. Raccoon would move through the Anbu recruits, seeing how they would practice and train, correcting the mistakes before stopping at Naruto. Your arms and legs are too wide, said the Anbu as Naruto corrected them, getting a nod before Raccoon moved on. After an hour of practicing the basic katas, they were then told to spar using the katas against the person in front of them. The recruit in front of him was dressed in an all mask as they started to use the katas they learned. Naruto proved himself to be good with kenjutsu that after 5 minutes of sparring he had knocked the guy's sword away, using the katas and unpredictable moves using the tanto. He then celebrated his victory, loudly, and then got hit in the head, being told that he was supposed to be a silent killer, not a loud brat. Raccoon's words. After an hour of sparring, in which half of the recruits were kicked out for making too many mistakes or not being considered skilled enough, Naruto was then moved to the different tests. In ninjutsu, he showed them his shadow clones, sign-less substitution. He had learnt it to improve his chances of learning the clone jutsu, as it was said to require better chakra control, and his transformation jutsu. Though Raccoon decided to investigate the transformation, in which he turned into Raccoon, Raccoon then walked around making notes. He then touched the transformation, growing shocked for a second. Physical transformation? Asked Raccoon. I thought this is how everyone transforms, said Naruto, confused. No, this is one that only those with high Jounin level reserves can do, said Raccoon. Oh okay, said Naruto. Okay, sir, said Raccoon. What? I am your superior, you will refer to me as sir, said Raccoon. Naruto was annoyed and had this concept of earning respect but knew if he was to succeed, he couldn't do that. Okay, sir, said Naruto. Next was Taijutsu, which sucked terribly as he had no actual form, and just tried to use his unpredictability, and his genjutsu was even worse as he couldn't even break out of the genjutsu he was in. For the written exam, it mostly asked questions about human anatomy, which he knew a few things about, so he was able to answer some questions on that test. The infiltration and assassination exam was you were given a map of a location and a target and you were supposed to tell the Anbu how to eliminate them, in this case an important politician with guards, and conditions of the assassination, is that the leaf cannot indicate it in his assassination. Naruto was scared and shocked, letting out a few breaths, but knew that the Hokage and the Anbu commander believed in him and that he didn't want to prove him wrong. I would watch everyone for weeks, seeing the patterns of the guy and his guards, then I would knock out one of his guard using gas, disguise myself as him, then I would sneak into his room, choke him to death, hang him from a high piece of the room, silently knock over a chair, making it look like he committed suicide, and then leave. Even if it is believed that it is murder, the guard would be responsible, said Naruto, as Raccoon once again noted down something. He repeated this a few times, then left, feeling sick with himself for doing this. All right, said Raccoon as they found a piece of paper in each of their hands. We've checked where you'll need work and where you don't, said Raccoon, as Naruto looked down at his paper, to check out his schedule. The schedule was Monday through Friday. 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., Anbu codes and etiquette. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., assassination and infiltration class. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., human anatomy. 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., ninjutsu. 12 a.m. to 2 p.m., taijutsu. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., genjutsu. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., kenjutsu. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., geography. 8 p.m. to 8:15 p.m., killing class. Sir, what is killing class? Asked Naruto. Oh, it is for potential Anbu who haven't gotten much blood on their hand. It was invented to help them, by having them eliminate captured traitors, spies, missing nin, said Raccoon. It was rare to find missing ninja, traitors, and spies, but there were thousands of shinobi, so it wasn't as rare as many would expect. Remember, Saturday and Sunday, you are expected to do your own training, said the Anbu. Come here tomorrow to begin the training unless you're too skittish and believe you can't handle the training. Naruto left, changing back into his regular clothes, and when no one was looking went to the Hokage's tower to talk to the old man. Hey old man, said Naruto, as the Hokage smiled at Naruto. So Naruto, I believe you've gotten your schedule, said the Hokage, as Naruto nodded, handing him the schedule, to which Sarutobi looked through it, nodding. So Naruto-kun, how have you been finding the training so far? It's good, but do I really have to do the killing class, though? Asked Naruto, as Sarutobi sighed. Yes, Naruto, the killing class is to help you. I do suggest that you do it, as it would help you with your training. Naruto, all shinobi who are chunin and above are killers. They've killed before. Being a shinobi requires that you take life, sometimes without knowing why, said the aged leader, as Naruto sighed. Do you want to continue with the training or drop out now? No, I want to continue with the training, said Naruto, sad. Good, now, then get some sleep. You're starting your training tomorrow, and are expected to be there by 5, said Sarutobi. Naruto's training had really taken a turn. Instead of boring academy classes, now there were the boring Anbu codes and etiquette class, except he was forced to listen in, as any time he wasn't paying attention, zoning off, or anything of the sort, the teacher would hit him in the head, painfully with a stick, and force him to pay attention. If he yelled about it, another painful hit with the stick. If he tried to talk back, another hit. See the pattern? Any gesture that many would consider rude or annoying was hit with a stick. Then came the assassination and infiltration classes, in which he focused as he had no choice and a bit of interest. They would talk about different ways to assassinate someone, how to infiltrate a location without leaving a clue, how to cover tracks better than even the Inuzuka nose could smell, things like that. Human anatomy was boring, but Naruto learned his lesson with the etiquette class. He paid attention, and for the first time, he learned that topics that he once considered boring were interesting. He didn't know that if you hit someone in that place, you could cause a loss of breath or things of that sort, or if you stab someone there, you could kill them. So the lesson actually piqued his interest, something he never thought would happen with a theory lesson and has never happened in the academy. Ninjutsu was the section that was like a study session where you would learn new techniques you picked up, in Naruto's case, the paralysis jutsu, and how to make it stronger to capture chunin and jounin, the hiding in surface jutsu, shuriken shadow clones jutsu, and finally shadow clone explosion. In taijutsu, they would hit him with a stick to correct his mistakes in his taijutsu, making him use the academy style, this time the correct version rather than the one that Mizuki taught him, and spar against his opponents, which he would lose. In genjutsu, instead of teaching him theory, they taught them how to detect genjutsu, more specifically chakra sensing and others, and how to dispel genjutsus. In kenjutsu, they taught him more katas for the blade and would have spars using these katas. Naruto showed that he had a talent for a blade which surprised many except Sarutobi and the commander, who knew that the Uzumakis would often use swords in combat along with fuinjutsu. In geography, he learnt about Konoha and locations around it. And killing class, he was the only one currently in the class where he found the boar waiting for him, with a man dressed in the prison uniform and a black bag over his head. A tip, kid, just slice the neck, makes it simple for us and for them, no need to give them more fear for their lives, said Boar, as Naruto stepped forward, holding a kunai as he pulled the bag away, revealing Mizuki, gagged and scared. He tried to scream or say anything, but Naruto breathed, stepped forward and ended the action quickly, slicing his neck as blood splattered on Naruto's mask and kunai, and the wall. Naruto then changed and walked out, horrified at himself, thinking about what he had done and white as a ghost. He walked to the Hokage's office, where he knew the third was, and Iruka-sensei, who both looked at Naruto. Iruka didn't know what Naruto's assignment was, but he did know that he was forced to kill today, as told to him by the third Hokage. "How are you feeling, Naruto?" asked Iruka, as Naruto looked up at him, sad and teary-eyed. He sighed as he pulled Naruto in for a hug. Many never took their first kills easy, and Naruto was a part of that crowd. "Is this what it means to be a shinobi, sensei?" asked Naruto teary-eyed, as Iruka looked at Naruto saddened. "Yes, Naruto, it is," said the instructor. 2 weeks later. "All right, now then, give me his report on his skills," said the Anbu commander. This was the time that the commander and the instructors decide if any of the shinobi don't stay in Anbu or do. Uzumaki is first in assassination and infiltration and kenjutsu. His emotional control, etiquette and knowledge of codes has improved. He is actually focusing in class. He is in the upper echelon in human anatomy. His ninjutsu volume has largely improved, and he has mastered wind manipulation, and plans to start fire manipulation, said Raccoon. "How is that possible?" asked the commander, as the other Anbu instructors were also curious. "I believe that Uzumaki has utilized the multi-shadow clone jutsu to master wind manipulation," answered the Raccoon, as he remembered the conversation he had with Naruto that he had after noticing the boy coming in with multiple wind jutsu. "Any issues?" "His taijutsu, sir," said the Anbu Black Ops. "What's wrong with it?" "It seems he needs massive work with it," said the Anbu. "How much work?" "I had him show me the basic katas, they were clearly incorrect, so he used a weird brawler style," said the Anbu. "I should have known this," said the commander. "How, sir?" asked Raccoon. "His taijutsu instructor was found to be a traitor," said the commander. "Oh," said Raccoon, as he finally understood. "Though I believe that this mistake will soon be corrected," said the commander. With Naruto. Naruto was practicing his taijutsu on the Saturday. He had picked up 6 jutsu: wind style, gale palm, wind style, imminent breakthrough, wind style, great breakthrough, wind style, wind blade jutsu, wind style, air bullets and the transparency jutsu. He now had 14 jutsu in his repertoire, including previous jutsus he learnt, but while most of his skills were improving, his taijutsu wasn't. Naruto tried to do the first kata of the academy style, but it didn't feel right. But suddenly he felt a chakra signature approaching, to which he turned to find a white-haired masked jounin with one eye covered. "Yo," said the man, with a wave. "Ah, yo," said Naruto, as he looked at the jounin, confused. "Oh yes, my name is Kakashi Hatake," said the jounin. "I know who you are," said Naruto, "I am just confused why you're here." "Oh yeah, as you know, originally you were going to be a genin under me," said Kakashi. "And you want me to drop the Anbu training and join your genin team?" asked Naruto, unimpressed. No, you see, I want to help you with your taijutsu," said Kakashi. "Why?" "I have my reasons," answered Kakashi, mysteriously. "Ever seen someone start their shinobi career like this?" asked Naruto. "Somewhat," replied Kakashi, remembering his old Kohei, Tenzo, the current captain of Team Ro. "So what should I do now?" asked Naruto. Well, show me the first kata again, said Kakashi. -2 weeks later. Thanks to help from one of Konoha's strongest jounin, Naruto was showing massive improvement in taijutsu, moving on from learning the academy style to a taijutsu style that Kakashi said would suit him, relying on fast and strong hits, taking his speed and strength into effect with the boys' training. He had now been doing Anbu training for a month and was now Chunin level and improving quickly. He had even completed the first step of fire manipulation and was moving on to the second step. His taijutsu had improved greatly using the basic style, and it was believed that once he learns enough katas. With Iruka you mean no? Shut up, shouted Iruka as he began to speak on team placements, though they had to be changed as Naruto was now on special assignment. Team 1 will be, began Iruka. Team 7 will be Sasuke, Sakura Haruno, and Sai, said Iruka, as Sakura grew excited while Ino grew despondent. Team 8 will be Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga, and Shino Aburame. Team 9 is already in circulation, and Team 10 will be Shikamaru Noro, Ino Yamanoka, and Choji Akimichi. Why does no one see that Naruto deserves to pass more than these people, thought Hinata. Naruto decided that most of his graduating class absolutely sucked. How did he come to this conclusion? Simple, he, the Hokage and Iruka were running the graduation class, meaning he had to decide the missions that the genin get on, and now he understood why the Hokage always wants to work on the mission desk. The looks on the genin faces when they realized what type of missions they are getting, though many of the genin were annoying. Team 8 under Jounin Sensei, here for their first mission, said Kurenai, as Naruto nodded, though the rest of the genin were shocked and Hinata was blushing like crazy. Okay, so a D rank coming up, said Naruto, as he then noticed that Hinata was blushing like crazy. Ah, Kurenai-senpai, I think one of your genin needs help, said Naruto as he waved towards Hinata. Is it really wise to take her on a mission in that state? Naruto, what do you think is going on? Asked Kurenai, as everyone looked at Naruto, confused, including the Anbu team guarding the Hokage, this time, Team Lee. Hinata is clearly sick, I mean her face is clearly heating up, said Naruto, as everyone let out a sigh, as Naruto looked at everyone confused. No matter how mature and how much training Naruto does, he is as oblivious as his mother, thought Sarutobi with a small smile. Was I wrong? Asked Naruto. Yes, Naruto, but that is unimportant, said Kurenai. How the hell did Dead Last become a shinobi? Shouted Kiba, as Naruto turned towards Kiba, annoyed. Is that seriously what you've been focusing on? Asked Naruto, with awe. I mean, you are a failure. How the hell did you become a shinobi? Asked Kiba, with anger. I was allowed to become a shinobi by the Hokage, Kiba, so please quiet down, said Naruto, trying to be nice to Kiba for once. Who the hell do you think you are? I am the Alpha, shouted Kiba. Clearly, said Naruto, sarcastically. Kiba, quiet down, Naruto is a shinobi by order of the third Hokage, said Kurenai. But said Kiba. Kiba, I think I've been patient enough with you, you will quiet down, you are making a fool of yourself, said Kurenai, as Kiba quieted down, and began to whimper. Okay, since Kiba has shown himself to be so skilled, you can have the D-rank mission of catching Tora, said Sarutobi, with an evil grin. What, but that's a chore, said Kiba, horrified. Have fun, said Naruto, with a wave. Team 10 was at least a little better, as Ino did try to yell, but Asuma quickly quieted down. Team 7 was by far the worst, as when Naruto was looking for a file in the cupboard, they came in, Sakura seeing Naruto, got angry for pretending to be a shinobi. Naruto, shouted Sakura, as she rushed towards Naruto and tried to punch Naruto, who quickly sidestepped and got behind her, grabbing her arm and pulling it behind her, as he placed a kunai at her neck, terrifying her. Sakura, exactly why were you trying to assault young Naruto? Asked Sarutobi, as Naruto threw her onto the floor. For pretending to be a shinobi, said Sakura, arrogantly. He is a shinobi, Sakura, and as you know, you shouldn't assault a colleague, said Sarutobi as Sakura looked shocked while Sasuke did what he always did in situations like these. Said Sasuke as Naruto put away the kunai. Now then you are here for your first mission, said Sarutobi. Ah yes, painting the wall, said Sarutobi with a smoke, As Sakura and Sasuke both looked at him shocked while Sai just looked at Sarutobi blandly. "Have fun," said Naruto as the team left in a sour mood. "You are dismissed for the day," said Sarutobi as Naruto left, contemplating learning the teleportation jutsu. "Okay, bye, Gramps," said Naruto as he walked out. -2 weeks later. Naruto had finally mastered fire manipulation and could now adept use the teleportation jutsu. He planned to learn and master, using shadow clones, of course, fire style, fire dragon bomb, fire style, fireball jutsu, fire style, phoenix fire jutsu, fire style, exploding flame formation, fire style, dragon flame bombs, and finally fire style, burning biscuit jutsu. -2 weeks later. It was time for the final test. Naruto had no idea what the final exam would look like, as it was one of those exams where they don't tell the students as to show their ability without trying to learn the previous day or prepare for. He walked into the classroom where he found both the Anbu commander and the third Hokage waiting for him. "Congratulations on reaching the final exam," said Sarutobi with a small smile. "Your final exam as an Anbu Black Ops is to assassinate the target and who he is meeting with, without it linking back to the village," said the commander as he handed Naruto a file, who opened it to find a file on Hibachi, an academy student from Naruto's old class who failed his Jounin sensei's exam, who used to bully him and then almost got him killed by Takagakure spies. Naruto disappeared. To follow the brown-haired boy, he watched Hibachi walking through the village getting a feel for his signs, then watched as Hibachi walked through a forest, to a lake. Naruto then watched him stand there for a few seconds before a masked man walked out, dressed in an Iowa flak jacket and headband. He sensed the man walking away. "So you got the intel?" asked the Iowa shinobi, as Hibachi handed him a scroll. "Dad left it out, now my reward," said Hibachi, as the Iowa shinobi handed him a small bag filled with money, before walking out with the scroll. When he was far away enough in sensing, Naruto then silently dived into the lake, getting behind Hibachi, who was just smiling and counting the money in the bag. "So he's a traitor," thought Naruto as he grabbed onto Hibachi, pulling him onto the water and forcing him under. Hibachi tried to escape by any means, but Naruto was sure in his grip. After a minute of struggling, Hibachi stopped struggling and was clearly dead, as his eyes were wide and Naruto couldn't feel any heartbeat. He then disappeared, but not before grabbing the coins to make sure there was no evidence left, as Hibachi's body floated upwards. Is this what it means to be an Anbu? To kill while being given only the shortest amount of details, thought Naruto, as he wondered about what he had done, before remembering the Iowa spy. He then jumped into the trees, silently and quickly approaching his target, who was throwing the scroll into the air and catching it. "Those Konoha shinobi are a bunch of idiots," said the Iowa shinobi as he continued walking, but never noticed anyone behind him, too confident in his skills to expect a surprise attack. "Wind style, air bullet," whispered Naruto, as he released a small compressed burst of air that rushed at the man's head, going straight through the man's forehead and brain. The man fell to his knees before hitting the ground dead, a clear hole in his head. Naruto then jumped down and walked up to the dead man, searching the man, before checking him for the scroll, pulling out a storage scroll, and placing the body onto the scroll. The body seemed to phase into the scroll as Naruto grabbed the scroll. It seemed to phase into the scroll before Naruto rolled it and put it into a pouch. With the Hokage and the commander. Raccoon appeared in a teleportation jutsu, kneeling to the Hokage and the commander. "Naruto Uzumaki has passed the final test," said Raccoon as the commander nodded.